Good morning everyone, today is a sponsored video by Once Human because they have their Palworld collaboration and I'm pretty excited to share this information with you guys. So the very first thing I need to do is, of course, explain what on earth Once Human is. So Once Human is a supernatural open world survival game set in a weird ruined future where a strange substance called stardust infects Earth. It turns animals into monsters, changes the environment, and makes everything just look really creepy and weird. Now, lucky for us, we play a meta-human, someone who actually gains special powers from the stardust instead of dying from it. So what exactly is the objective of this game? The objective is pretty simple. It's just to survive, to explore the open world, to gather resources, to build a base, as well as fight off all these different mutated creatures. You can play solo or team up with other players to take down big bosses, complete missions, gather better gear. It's basically about surviving, upgrading your stuff, and trying to figure out what on earth happened to the world. Now, Once Human has just added a new PVE mode where deviations, which are basically the different monsters or the mutations that we've been fighting, are now tameable through the power of persuasion. For those who are still a little bit confused, think about Palworld, where in the open world there's a bunch of different pals where you can go around and you can basically tame them and convert them to your side so that they can work for you and be your loyal minions. Well, Once Human has implemented the same concept into this game where we can now have deviation squads which can aid you in your survivability, resource gathering, as well as PvP. But that's not all. There are these rare chaos deviations. Think of them as giga bosses where you can challenge them and try to take them down to get a ton of special loot. Now, as many of you guys may have realized at the very beginning of the video, I did say that Once Human is having a collaboration with Palworld. You guys all know that I freaking love Palworld. Palworld is really fun, and my favorite pal, the Chillet, is actually in this collaboration. So while this collaboration is happening, there is a new zone called Paradise Island. You literally just need to press F3 on your keyboard and you can teleport directly to Paradise Island, where there's a ton of pals and all these unique scenarios. They actually have this like gigantic party every 2 hours, which is pretty awesome. But nevertheless, the best thing about this collaboration is, of course, all of my favorite pals are available, mainly the Chillet as well as the Chillet Ignis. These two are my favorite because they're basically the same one, it's just color difference. But, you know, Chillet is my boy. So the very first thing I did when I logged into the game was, of course, to try to obtain myself a Chillet. And this is where things get better. You can get all of the pals for free. You do not need to spend a single dollar to get all of the different pals as well as many of the different deviations, which is super duper nice. Now, while exploring Paradise Island, you actually obtain a bunch of special items, including one which allows you to transform into a pal. So, you know, for example, I really like the Chillet or the Chillet Ignis. So there is an item that actually allows me to turn into a Chillet or Chillet Ignis. And yeah, your teammates can actually ride on you, which is pretty funny. Unfortunately, I don't have any friends online to actually show you this feature, but yeah, you suddenly become a rideable mount. Yes, very, very interesting. But that's not all. Once Human has several major updates to the game in this patch, such as flying vehicles, as well as the deviation fusion system, which can aid you in becoming stronger and more powerful. So this is the very first time they've added flying vehicles, so that definitely makes navigating or traversing the land a lot easier because the world is pretty massive. Now, as for the deviation fusion system, this will allow you to get multiple deviations or new deviations, or just combine different traits that you like onto one specific deviation, you know, in my case, the Chillet. But Once Human is also continuously adding more different deviations, such as the Director Fox 070, which is a cute little fox in a lab coat. You can play Once Human on PC as well as mobile, and they have cross-platform data sync, which basically means you can play on your PC, and when you need to go out, you can start playing on your mobile, progress through the game, and then when you come back home, your data just syncs immediately, and you can pick up the game where you left off super seamlessly. Make sure to check out Once Human while the Palworld collaboration is still ongoing, as you do obtain a ton of freebies such as the Mischievous Cat, the Swift Spin Weasel, as well as the Cherry Blossom Dancer for free. But enough of me yapping, let's just jump into some gameplay. As we can see here, we're about to fight the Ravenous Hunter, which is a boss mob, and we are greeted with this epic cutscene over here. Every boss mob seems to have a pretty epic cutscene, so that's pretty neat. But, you know, I'm just gonna skip this to avoid any spoilers. And here we are, we're immediately thrown into the boss fight. As you can see here, it is level 10. I do believe I am a little bit under leveled over here. I think I'm like level 8 or something, but nevertheless, I'm pretty confident in my AK-47 or my rifle because I have upgraded it quite a lot. Now, something that I'm not confident in is, of course, my HP. You guys might notice that my HP is only half HP because I did lose some sanity and my character was hungry. So the survivability in this game, or like there's a lot more aspects to just like, oh, it's just hunger and thirst. There's like sanity, you can get wounded as well, like you can break your leg and stuff. And so there's a lot more complexity in just staying alive. You can't just like, spam med kits and be fine. You actually have to feed yourself, make sure you have water. You have to have like purified water as well, and not just like regular undistilled water, as that will cause you issues. Ow, that did hurt. But as you can see here, we are currently in a phase, actually. After you hit the enemy down to a certain amount of HP, there's usually some sort of mechanic that you have to do over here. I believe this mechanic is not too difficult. It's probably just break these two little pod-like things. And yeah, as we can see here, complete scenario challenge. I'm pretty sure the boss will now jump down and hello, my little friend. Okay, we got a gigantic chain gun over here. We're just waiting for the boss to jump down. All right, chain gun versus chain gun. I think mine's a little bit more powerful as we are critting for 75 damage per hit. Oh, we ran out of ammo and it's phase again. So, oh, he actually dropped his other chain gun. Ah, maybe that's how you get more chain guns. But nevertheless, he is immune right now, so I'm just waiting for him to go into his phase. Yep, there he is. Is he just going to spawn the same two pods again? Probably, right? Yep, there we go. We've got a pod. And since we are a meta-human, we can actually pick up the canister over here. You can see we're sort of like an Esper. And boom, look at that. Instantaneously destroyed. And now we wait for him to jump down again. Well, maybe we should throw a barrel at him. Yeah, let's try this. And well, bam. Okay, I did not see the damage number, but oh, I didn't even notice there was a chain gun over there. Okay, he's mad. He's got like rockets and stuff now. Let's end him. We are pretty low on HP. You can see I'm a bit thirsty. I lose sprint speed as well as stamina regeneration. And wow, I nearly died there. But there we go, victory. And as you can see over here, there's that festering gel. It's a 19% chance to catch it, and I don't know if I caught it, to be honest with you, but that's how you get all of your different deviations. So you have to like defeat big, strong enemies. They drop their little deviation, and then you capture them in order to get stronger. Yep, we did get it. Festering gel obtained. Very, very nice. And now we can leave the dungeon. So that's Once Human in a nutshell. It's a pretty interesting game. I do like the survival aspects of this game, and I will continue to play this pretty casually. I am very surprised that they did do the collaboration with Palworld. However, this game does add on several layers of complexity and is also fully free to play.